And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. Today, I am reviewing AVGN 8-Bit. A game just came out a few weeks ago at the time of recording this, but the review will come out probably a couple of months after it has come out. Came out at the end of October. This is the third AVGN game. If you want to see my reviews of the first two, I also stream those. I did not stream any of this game because I got it on Switch 2, digital download. You can check those streams out of the first two games though. But yeah, AVGN 8-Bit. Not just AVGN 3 or AVGN back again. Guess who's back? Back again. See, they could have done an 8-Bit version of that song. I think that would be cool. That's a lot of money to get that licensing, I guess, too. But it's just AVGN 8-Bit, even though it's in the same bit rate graphics as the first two. There was an NES release of this game too. I did not get the NES version. Like I said, I got the Switch 2 version digitally because it was on sale. I got it and I had some Switch credit too, which I didn't even know I had. So it was like $14 after tax and then like a $5 discount. So that was cool. And it was on sale to begin with, so that's awesome. But anyways, enough of that rambling. I got some thoughts on this game. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? I was a bit disappointed with this game. Now I did like the opening cutscenes. Felt like, just a regular AVGN episode, hyping up the game and all that sort of stuff, and I think that's cool. And like when you open the game and whatnot, you get those. And to me, though, I didn't really notice any other major AVGN references. Like, what I really liked about the first two games was they were just packed with AVGN references. You had the beer bottles, you had Rob the Robot, you had a lot of his funny lines, and you had references to a lot of the games that he's played, and even bosses from those games that are worked into as bosses in these games. And like the Bugs Bunny or Jekyll and Hyde and all that sort of stuff. It really did feel like they put a lot of passion into those two games and really made it as a well-made game, but also a nostalgia factor. This game, I really didn't feel that very much. It's still a well-made game. It's still a very well-made game to play, but it felt just like another indie game instead of an AVGN game. And that was kind of sad. The nostalgia was kind of lost. And, I think some people will like that because they'll just see it as another game and they won't see it as like a cash grab for the fans, and that's that. But really, I just feel like it's a cash grab in general. If you're not putting your own twist on it, how do you expect to, stand out from the competition? You know what I mean? And, I do say it is a pretty well-made indie game. I think a lot of things do flow well, but there are a few things that do piss me off. And it is because the game does have to be programmed in a way where it can be played on the NES. So I do get some of this stuff. But really, we can't shoot upward. I feel like that's something you could have included in the NES version. You can't shoot upward. Really pisses me off. It's a massive L. Some of the platforming is just damn near impossible to do because there's enemies or like obstructions in the map that are on really weird patterns, seemingly programmed to catch you when you can't defend yourself, to make it nearly impossible to pass through. Point being, in one of the levels, you're going over a hole in the ground, right? But there's this little circle thing that pumps out of the ground and it hits you. So you have to jump over it in time to avoid it. But you get to one hole where you can't, where it comes out just in time to hit you every time. And I was stuck on this fucking platform. I could not figure out how to get through. You can't like, and you can't like jump over it. You can't beat it out. It's not on a timer. It just comes out when you jump. So like, how the fuck do you beat this? You have to jump, turn around, get back on the platform so the thing falls down, then jump. You have to like fake it out. The fuck? Why? Makes no sense. Why would you do that? Why would you make it that complicated? You're trying to emulate how weird and complicated NES games could be? Because you did it. You did it well if that's what you were looking to do. And also the combat. Talk about the fucking combat. It's crazy complicated. There's some of these bosses and even like common enemies in the game have such complex patterns. Like you have to jump and then you can shoot, but then you gotta jump from one platform to another, or then you gotta run underneath it, slide underneath it, jump over this, jump on that, jump at that. And so bosses that should take only a few minutes to fight end up taking a lot longer because there's so much to worry about. And you take damage so fucking easily. As far as like design with them, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like they did a really good job putting a lot of work into that. But my God, do you really need all this? Do we really need all this? I don't think we did. And again, it's structured a lot how the first two games were, right? Those games are very hard, and this game is also very hard. But where I can give the first two games their credit is the nostalgia factor. They're AVGN games. That's why I enjoyed them so much. Here, it's just another indie game with AVGN cutscene, and that's really it. So that really sucks. It's a very, very underwhelming game, I must say. So, with that in mind, it's going to do it for this review. My final score for this game. It's still a pretty well-made game. I have to give credit where credit's due. I'll give it a 5. I think a 5 is a good benchmark for it. If you're an indie game fan in general, I think you are going to enjoy this game. If you're an AVGN fan, though, I'd just stick to the first two. I wouldn't get this game. So, sorry. That's what I gotta say. With that in mind, though, that's going to do it for this review. If you've played this game, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for this review as well. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including more game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.